It started small. A misplaced chair. A lamp turned slightly in a different direction. Things so insignificant that at first I didn't even question them. I had just moved into a small apartment in the city. One room, one window, quiet neighbors, and a cheap rent. The kind of place that feels temporary, even when you try to make it home. On my second night, I noticed it. I was reading on the couch, late, around 2 a.m., when I blinked, and the painting above the TV wasn't straight anymore, just tilted a few inches. I brushed it off. Maybe I bumped the wall earlier. The next day, it was straight again. I told myself I was overtired, imagining things. But on the third night, it happened again. I was sitting at my desk, writing. Blink. My coffee mug had moved a few inches closer to my hand. I laughed nervously. Maybe I was losing it. I decided to test it. I placed the mug dead center on the desk, perfectly aligned with the notebook. Then I blinked, slow, deliberate. The mug was closer again. My chest went cold. I did it again. Blink. The mug was now at the edge of the desk, a faint ring of coffee dripping down its side. I didn't move, didn't breathe. Something was changing when my eyes were closed. The next day, I tried to ignore it. I told myself it was stress, sleep deprivation, or bad lighting. But once you notice something like that, you can't unsee it. You start looking for it. The light fixture, the curtain folds, the shadows. Every time I blinked, no matter how fast, something shifted. By the end of the week, it wasn't just objects. The room itself started changing. The door handle was higher. The window was smaller. The corner near the bathroom looked wrong, like the geometry had been rewritten slightly, bent at an angle that shouldn't exist. I recorded myself that night, set my phone on the table, camera pointed at the living room. I sat still for half an hour, staring straight ahead, forcing myself not to blink. My eyes burned, watered, screamed to close. When I couldn't hold it anymore, I blinked once. Slow. The video playback froze my blood. Each time my eyelids shut, the camera feed jumped. Not like a glitch, like an edit. The furniture swapped positions. My reflection in the window moved a few inches closer to the camera, even though I hadn't moved. The next morning, I found scratches on my arm. Thin, deliberate, like fingernail marks. But I live alone. I tried sleeping with my eyes half open. It didn't help. The moment I drifted off, I'd wake up to something new. A chair missing, a new crack in the ceiling, a door on the wrong wall. Then, one night, I blinked and there was a person sitting on the couch. Not moving, not breathing, just there. I blinked again. Gone. I blinked a third time, now standing beside the window, closer to me. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the corner with every light on, too scared to close my eyes. Every time I blinked, the person moved an inch closer. By morning, they were standing right behind me. When sunlight finally filled the room, they vanished. But the air still felt thick, wrong, charged with something unseen. I called my friend that afternoon, begged him to come over. When he did, I asked if he noticed anything strange about the place. He frowned, looked around, then said, "It's fine, just feels smaller than it should." That word, smaller, stuck with me. That night, I measured everything. The walls, the doorframe, the ceiling. I wrote the numbers down, then I went to sleep. The next morning, I measured again. Every wall had moved inward by half an inch. The room was shrinking. I started sleeping at random times, hoping to catch whatever was happening off guard. But the moment my eyes closed, the sounds would start. Quiet footsteps circling the bed, the faint scrape of something against the walls. I moved out within a week, packed whatever I could carry, and found a new place across town. I didn't even take my furniture, but it followed me. The first night in my new apartment, I woke up at 3 a.m. The ceiling light was gone. Just gone. A hole in its place, black and deep. I blinked, and it was back. I blinked again. Now the window was open. Blink. My reflection in the glass wasn't copying me anymore. Blink. It smiled. I threw a sheet over the mirror and turned on every light. My phone screen flickered to life on its own, showing the live feed from my old apartment. The empty room, still changing, still alive. In the center of the frame was a new object, a chair. Facing the camera, someone was sitting in it. They had my face, and every time I blinked, they got a little closer to the lens.